Hey, what's up everybody? John from Old Running Farm here. Thanks for joining us. Today's video is gonna be kind of freeform and weird. Well, not really weird, but... So it's our first snowfall while we've been living here, which is pretty cool. It's a little cold, but that's okay. So I don't know, I just thought it might be nice to hang out a little bit, maybe take a walk in the woods, just show you what our property looks like when it's got some snow on it. So we bought this place in February of this year, but we didn't start living here until May. So obviously we haven't really seen it since we started building on it with snow. So it's just kind of cool. So step one here, I'm gonna feed our alpacas because we were originally gonna do herd health day, but it is just too nasty today. So we're on a cycle that gives us a couple days leeway. So we'll just do it tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and feed the girls and we'll get back to it. All right, so now that they're all fed, maybe we'll just take a quick walk through the woods. I always like walking around here, and hopefully it's not too crunchy. So I'll do my best to not talk while I'm crunching through the snow, but it seems pretty soft. So hopefully I don't fall. That would be embarrassing. But anyway, so I talked in our last, I think it was our last video when I built the fire pit, that we had finished building the peacock enclosure, peacock palace, peacock penthouse, peacock whatever, peafowl pavilion, got lots of different names for it. So that was really our last big infrastructure project. So that's it right there. It's a pretty big deal to be done with that, because that was, like I said, one of our last infrastructure projects. So that means I was sort of able to be on my own devices for the past couple days. And you can see it's really pretty over here. So, you know, it's nice to be able to just kind of hang out. And by hanging around, I mean I was outside all day yesterday. Because I kind of like this weather, where it's, you know, it's cold enough, but you dress in layers and you're all good. So I have my, you know, Carhartt jacket. I got these gloves that are nice. I got my long johns. I don't know if that's too much information for you. But, you know, now it's pretty nice out here. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, like all the deadfall on the ground, that kind of kills me. I want to get that stuff all cleaned up. You know, even over here, this is the border of my parents' property. You know, I'd like to get that all cleaned up. But, I mean, there's just so much deadfall all around here. I mean, just look at all this stuff. You know, it's not like it's garbage or anything. And we have construction materials all over the place. So maybe that's something that I could do today. You know, I'm trying to do things that are things that have been on my list and like kind of nagging in the back of my head, but I've had all of these really big projects to work on for the longest time. So like adding wood chips to the chicken pens was one of the things that was on my list for a really long time. And I was able to do that, you know, yesterday, so that was cool. And as we come up over here, this is where my buddy Ross has been doing some work for us. So once again, just clearing some trees. He's gonna have a spot over here for some firewood. But anyway, you know, it's nice to be able to take a walk through the woods. And I'm just gonna see if I can get to where, you know, I never get to sort of like I said in the last video when we were building the fire pit, like it's nice to see a different part of our property. It's nice to be able to take a walk, because, you know, we've been working in the same location for, you know, ever. And that's not a problem, but like we have 40 acres here and we've basically been working on just 3 of it and barely spending any time, you know, towards the north. So it's just cool to be able to go and, you know, look at this and it's like, you know, this is my land. You know, this is cool. And we're actually coming up. So they're doing a big development next door. And I think they're going to start doing one on the other side as well. Luckily, we are plenty far away so that it won't be a big deal. And wow, there is a big, I think that's a cottonwood tree or a cotton tree. Let's take a look. So, I mean, look at this. This thing is massive. So, whew, that's a big tree. And it goes all the way up there. And so you can see a lot of these trees have really long trunks and not a lot of branches down here. It's because everyone has told us that this is, you know, old growth, you know, potentially old farmland. You know, basically like they would stop farming and then just kind of let the land go. And that's why all the trees are essentially the same height and, you know, a variety of different ones. We have a lot of oak here. And it's funny because I just been able to recently start identifying trees without looking at their leaves. So like, this is a little baby oak. That's a maple right there. So this right here is actually the border of our property. This really old cedar quote fence. So you can see there's a post right here, right there. And then there's two more right there. You can see there was some original surveyor's tape right here. And then sort of to just help myself find it, I put some new ones on there. So I have been down here once before. And it is like straight up swamp. And I don't know if you can see way in the background, there's another house on like the opposite side. But it is just so nice down here. And it's nice to be outside. And it's just calm. So I'm going to see if I can let you guys hear just the snow hitting the ground. It's so freaking pretty out here. Ugh. And you can see that we in the wetlands So when we first bought this place and we were just kind of looking at it on a map, we were thinking that we would be able to graze our animals back here, because while you can't build anything on wetlands, or you can't fill it in, you can't do any sorts of drainage or anything like that, Connecticut is a right to farm state, and you are allowed to graze animals, but this is super wet. Again, it's just so nice down here, you know, quiet, peaceful. All right, well, thanks for taking a stroll through the woods with me on our first snowfall at our new house. Wetlands. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go see if I can maybe get the tractor up and running and do some, oh man, and do some kind of tractor stuff today. Oh, is that a cedar? I don't know why I get so excited with cedar trees, but I do. And around here, there are not that many of them. So there's actually, with the development next door, they have done, they worked with a local land preservation group, and they do have some preserved land right at the tippy top of their property and along the side, so we have a little buffer. And I see one of their signs on this pine tree over here. So this must be right around where our land meets. Wow, look at this down tree. That is a big root system. And you know, it's so indicative of what happens around here. So this is not that big of a tree, but look how widespread this root system is. Because they don't need to go down that far. They just need to go out. So, I mean, this thing is massive. Woo. I mean, that's got to be like 10 feet tall, maybe. Crazy. As my feet sink into the mud. All right, so I think that is really going to be the end for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give this video a like, and as always, please subscribe. We really appreciate it. We put out new videos on Mondays and Fridays, and we go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you stop by and say hello next time. See you around.